Chronic pain isn't just physical. In this video, I'll tell you the 3 powerful healing secrets I used to heal. And if you've tried every stretch, pill, and rehab routine, but the pain still won't go away, I know exactly how you feel. At 19, I had to relearn how to properly walk after a spinal injury, and for years, I thought healing was all about fixing my body. I was wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you the hidden cause that keeps so many people trapped in chronic pain, and the one mindset shift that finally set me free. Over the past 10 years, I've studied the mind-body connection obsessively and used what I learned to not only heal physically, but mentally, overcoming anxiety, sugar addiction, and so much more along the way. I can probably bet you're dealing with condescending doctors or the sea of misinformation on the internet. You're probably stuck in that chronic pain cycle that keeps on going round. The biggest mistake people usually make with a chronic injury or with the chronic pain cycle is they throw themselves into extremes, either pushing through pain for the sake of routine or bewildering yourself to a point of action paralysis. In order for true healing to happen, you must transform your mind first. This is what I like to call the pyramid of mental attitude, fostering an attitude of resilience and persistence. You will find this part of your life easier if you foster a philosophy of this is a journey, not a quick fix. There will be low tides and there will be high tides. I would have saved myself from such hurt and anxiety with this philosophy, because within it you can find freedom, because it will give you a bigger picture perspective that is needed to carry on, and B, set you up for number 2 of the pyramid. Adaptive commitment. Commit to a plan. Everybody's probably shouting at you, or you might think yourself, but actually, no. You have to be as adaptable as humanly possible for necessary changes of the plan that can and will arise in the journey of healing. Being flexible with your rehabilitation routine and life is the key. Visualization equals body healing. And at the tip top of the pyramid, the peak, is where mind meets biology. Visualization. Not just imagining the outcome, but rehearsing the healing. Your brain and nervous system don't know the difference between imagined and real movement. This isn't some like woo-woo thing. Studies in stroke rehab, Olympic athletes, and even chronic pain clinics prove that visualizing your body healing, moving, thriving actually activates the same neural pathways as doing it physically. Every day I visualized my spinal disc healing, my lower back muscles strengthening, and my feet taking those right steps again. And every time I did, my body felt looser but stronger, and I felt that ownership over my body once again. Psychological roots, emotional block. Now, before I get into the juicy practical framework of the action plan you need for your journey, I need to explain the second part of the healing system. No one talks about this, and it is so important. Unless you are in a sudden accident or physically attacked, an injury can actually stem from psychological roots. The negative psychological emotions like fear, anger, sadness, guilt, they can be stored in your body and cause chronic pain or weaken points of your system to inevitably manifest an injury or illness. This phenomenon is actually known as embodied emotion. It occurs because the brain and nervous system are responsible for processing our emotions. So, unresolved feelings can trigger physical symptoms and ailments. It is so often overlooked in everyday life and pains, but the power of our mind, which is influenced by our psychological emotions, is a huge, if not the biggest step to healing and recovery. This is where therapy, hypnotherapy, meditation, any sort of guided mindful practice can transform your life. Before my spinal injury happened, I was suffering from high-functioning anxiety and panic disorder. Throughout my time in uni, I was having about 3 to 5 panic attacks every day, and it was terrifying and honestly just really exhaustive. I felt this overwhelming fear and dread for my future, my goals, and worry about my achievements. I was an avid gym bunny as well, so nobody ever expected what would happen next. But within just a few weeks from the last assignment of my whole uni degree, I was getting this awful pain around my back one day. And then by the evening of that very day, I was in excruciating pain at A&E. And the rest is a lot of painful history and transformation. But I felt so alone through that healing journey and completely bewildered, like one of those dust things in the desert. It wasn't until I addressed my deeper psychological embodied emotions that I started healing for the better. And I was able to break that chronic pain cycle finally. If you've also ever felt these feelings, maybe leave a heart down in the comments or say something to let others know that they are not alone. I think that would be great. Practical framework, action plan. This whole part of the action plan, I'm going to let you know the things that worked for me and the things that are backed by science, but you have to learn your body, your emotions. You need to be doing rehabilitation exercises and physical therapy. Dedication to a program that works specifically for you and not just a generic class from or something random online. It will help you overcome the fear of movement and teach your brain to trust your body again. Lower inflammation. This drastically reduces physical pain, which will allow you to break the pain cycle. This is best achieved through diet. Yes, that means less sugar, less empty carbs, more nutrient-dense proteins like red meat, fatty fish. I'd also say eggs, but test or learn your sensitivities and don't force yourself down the tight rabbit hole tunnel of a fad diet that's trending and people just say is generically the best for you and healthy. You have to learn what's best for you. No diving in the deep end and no couch potato vibes. Don't overwork yourself, but stay active. Your body needs movement and it needs rest. It is a balance you can learn and attune to within yourself and through the varying life phases your body will go through. Supplementation. Magnesium can aid your muscles through injury recovery. Whether it was a bone, a nerve, a ligament, the muscles surrounding the sensitive area will tense themselves and hold stress. So magnesium is a great way to ease yourself into physical therapy. Vitamin D plus K2 for absorption. 1 in 6 adults in the UK have vitamin D deficiency. It is a pivotal vitamin. I won't say more than that. If you're not eating enough red meat, these are super important. Natural anti-inflammatories to get off prescription meds. The doctor may have prescribed you antidepressants for your physical injury. Opioids like codeine, muscle relaxants, or corticosteroids. You might be chronically on ibuprofen like I was. What worked personally for me after experiencing terrible side effects from reoccurring codeine use was CBD. And yes, it's 100% legal. Some people say turmeric is a lifesaver. My point is, do your research to find something that works specifically for you, because there are alternatives out there. You don't have to be stuck on steroid injections and antidepressants the whole of your life like the people in the white coats might tell you. If you're ready to transform your body and take the right step towards healing, you'll want to watch this video next. Enjoy.